My name is Michelle Gross, and I am Manager of Staff Training and Development for the University of Minnesota Physicians. Our organization uses a learning management system that's very common to healthcare, which is called Net Learning. And when we started working with SoftChalk, it was because Net Learning recommended it as the content development software that they wanted to work with. We have been nothing but extremely pleased with the choice that we made to go with SoftChalk. SoftChalk for us allows me to work with instructors who have a background in teaching but not in instructional design, and to develop great courses using those folks as well as other subject matter experts, so that we get courses that look great, that navigate cleanly, that are easy for the end users. You know, this is important stuff for us. Many of our end users are physicians, and they do not want to have to mess around with technology or try to figure out how to make things work right. And 9/10 of the support calls we get are because people can't figure out how to navigate things. Once we went into SoftChalk, that got rid of a lot of those problems. It was huge for us to have a program that we could design, make it look like our own material, and then also set up the navigation so that the physicians and other clinical users could actually use the courses easily, get the knowledge they came to get, and not have to dink around with a lot of the navigational challenges. So that was big for us. We actually use a lot of the activities. I try to stick with those activities that are mobile ready, because a lot of our doctors do use mobile devices to access their material, and so I stick with the mobile ready activities for the most part, and they really like them. And it was kind of funny because when I started, I didn't think doctors would like to play games, and I found out very quickly that they do enjoy playing those games. And so actually I do a lot of things like, you know, drag and drops or matching things. And one of the courses that I designed for doctors on billing, which is like probably the most boring topic on the whole planet, you know, but a necessary topic for new doctors, I actually won a National Design Award for, because the activities and the games, they loved them. I designed for the physician practice. That's part of the academic health center that we're affiliated with the medical school and with the hospital. So I designed for the physician practice, but a lot of the courses that I design are SCORM compliant, and therefore I'm able to flip those over to the medical school, and then they use them actually in their classrooms. So it really ends up being a great sharing tool. We're able to share across different platforms to the medical school, to the hospital. All three of our partners, you know, we share a lot of content, and everybody loves the courses we design, so we end up doing a lot of sort of throwing things over the wall to the other people and letting them use the course material we designed. And like I said, you know, putting things together that have games and other kinds of very interactive content, people love that stuff. And it's surprising to me how much doctors want to play games. I never had any idea they would. And turns out they love it. Initially, we were using Captivate to design a lot of our courses. And it was okay. Well, first of all, Adobe stopped supporting that program, so it was going to be going away anyway, and we weren't going to have the choice to continue to use it. But also, the courses in that context are very linear. By working with SoftChalk, and you have all this bookmark availability and things like that, we could actually make courses that are not so linear. We could do things with decision trees, we could do case studies, kinds of courses that really enhance the ability to learn in a medical context. A lot of medical learning and training is about decision making, making sound decisions based on the available information. And so by working with SoftChalk, we're able to create scenarios, case-based learning, so that people can get access to a certain amount of information. And I use the sidebars a lot to give that additional information, and then people can make choices. The other thing that I really like about SoftChalk is that I'm enabled to write things at multiple levels. I try with all of our physician courses to write things on 3 levels. I have the main content. I always have a little sidebar that says key points, because those doctors that are going to go through, what we say in learning for doctors is that they learn by bullet point. They're always trying to do things really fast. They have very little time. Doctors work 80 hours a week, so it's not an exaggeration that they have little time to do things. So I always make sure that I have main content for those doctors that will take the time to read it. I always have key points, so at least they're going to see what I want them to come away with. And then I always have additional information or other opportunities to learn, so I have clickable links to go and do a deeper dive for those doctors who want to know more about a particular topic. So I write to 3 levels, and SoftChalk allows me to do that. Net Learning apparently works with SoftChalk directly, so that we actually purchase our SoftChalk through Net Learning, and it's a customized version that is perfectly tied to our ability to pull right things into Net Learning, things, and they navigate extremely cleanly, they launch perfectly. We just don't have problems since we went to SoftChalk, and we don't have any of the kinds of issues we've had before when you try to work with other kinds of softwares or do the old clunky PowerPoints. I really hate those old clunky PowerPoint courses. We just don't allow them in our system. I want things that look good, that look professional, that are written to multiple levels, that have interactivity, things that you can't do with a PowerPoint. So some of our partners in our academic health setting throw PowerPoints to us, and we turn around and capture the information and put it into SoftChalk, because you're not putting any PowerPoints in my system. Sorry, that's not going to happen. I think it's relatively easy. We do a good bit of that because, again, we work in partnership with 2 other organizations, and I would say it's fairly easy. You can take your PowerPoint and put it into an outline format, copy it, and stick it right into SoftChalk, and then start breaking up your pages, putting your illustrations in. I don't think it's hard to do, but I like it because our courses just look so much more professional. They just look much better. Physicians are not going to waste a lot of time on, clunking through a lot of pages and things. I find that with PowerPoint, because of the way it's laid out, a page of SoftChalk content could be 5 or 6 pages in a PowerPoint. And when doctors see something and they go, 47 slides, no way, they lose their minds. Whereas I can take those 47 slides and turn them into a 6 or 7 page, SoftChalk course, and they love it. So it works out very well for us. SoftChalk gives us the opportunity to professionalize the courses that we deliver, to add great interactivity to those courses, to develop courses that navigate very cleanly and that have a particular look. We have developed our own templates, and our templates are beautiful. They're branded specifically to us. They look wonderful. Everyone knows that there are content, and they also know what to expect in terms of the navigation. It's going to navigate the same way every single time, and it really has made a huge difference in the quality of the learning and in the ease of use for the end users. And end users in our world don't have time to figure this stuff out. They just want to get on the content and get it done, and it's made a huge difference for us that way.